This is a guide to plant care for popular indoor plants by a former botanic garden worker, and solutions or answers to why you're killing the plants. I had a housemate leave me this book while I was taking care of her plants and she traveled, and I thought it was a really cute zine, and I could use it for this assignment. On the first two-page spread, you can see there's several categories that are set up over here, each with a title, kind of establishing hierarchy with the name of the plant, and then just some text under it that say information about the plant, and smaller text. It's all very handwritten, hand illustrated. Kind of the quality of the illustrations is interesting. They look kind of just like simple pen sketches that have been filled in with almost like a watercolor style saturation. And everything's just basically greens and whites and pen on white paper. There's a bit of just space in between all the text and the images, but you can kind of feel the vines sort of moving through the pages, and with the lettering of the green letters, it really keeps with the whole theme. Something I noticed in this scene is that despite the fact that there are two-page spreads, there's no bleeding or connectivity between one side of the page and the other. Everything's kept to individual pages. That's all vines. And then on this page, or this two-page spread, there's actually individual leaves here, kind of demonstrating in more detail what you're looking for and identifying plants and the differentiation. This all just feels very homemade, even though it's obviously been photocopied and reproduced. It just feels very visually stimulating, very playful. Here on this spread, there's a really big image over here and a lot more text, and then a smaller image. Yeah. This one as well, it seems like a very mirrored balance where each of these plants is, you know, portrayed as like a good like half of a page, the image, and then just blank space around it, and then a section for text, and then it's the same. So on that one, it kind of almost feels a little bit like mirroring with that two-page spread, in contrast to the vines over here, which also, yeah, it does kind of coordinate. Image on the left hand bottom corner, and then image on the right top hand corner, but just more spread out because they're vines. And then, yeah, kind of bouncing back to this two-page spread I was looking at. It's, yeah, the image takes up a little bit more space and is just half of each of those sides of the page. And this is the last spread here. Lots of green. Feels very, like there's a lot of continuity to this little zine for plant care. Yeah, on this one, there's a little bit of a darker shading on this plant leaf. Still all just like pen on white paper with a lot of like open blank page showing through. And then, yeah, just the only thing that's ever colored is the leaves of the plant, really, with dark greens, lighter greens, and then black and white, just using the white space of the page as highlights. And here's the back of the zine. It's actually got some information and a little bit of a design in the corners. It feels very concluded. It feels very connected to the front. Nothing super interesting on, I would say, for the cover, but it does still feel like the same composition. And that's my video for the book that I wanted to share. Thanks.